Welcome to the Childcare Director's Chair, the podcast for bold educators who are ready to lead, grow, and shake things up in early childhood education. Whether you are a teacher eyeing that lead role, a lead stepping into leadership, or a center owner dreaming big, this is your space to grow with purpose and leave your mark. Hosted by heart-centered leadership coach Erica Sacoccio, each episode brings you real talk, actionable tools, and a contagious laugh or two, all designed to help you step into your next level with confidence. So pour your coffee, pop in those earbuds, and take your seat, because your leadership journey starts right now in the Childcare Director's Chair.
Hey guys, let's get real. When it comes to running a childcare center, love and passion fuel the heart, but money keeps the lights on. And tuition, billing, forecasting, those aren't just admin tasks. They are the backbone of a financially strong program. So if you want to stay on track and actually sleep at night, knowing your numbers are in order, then today's episode is for you. I am lucky to have with us today the wonderful Kathy Jensen from Jackrabbit Care. She knows all about making the money side of childcare less of a headache and more of a system that works. Before we hop into our interview questions, I want to give you 5 tips that I think you should really think about as we dive into this topic. First is automate wherever you can. Don't waste hours chasing down payments, letting your systems handle those reminders, those invoices, and those receipts. That is going to save you so much time. And we all know time is money. Secondly, stay consistent with billing. Your billing cycles really matter, whether they're weekly, they're bi-weekly, or monthly. Just pick one and stick with it so families know what to expect. Tip number 3 is track enrollment and attendance. Do that closely, because forecasting is only as accurate if you know the actual numbers, like your full-time enrollment. And that matters more than names on a roster. And I know teachers get so stuck on that. There's 12 kids on my roster. Yes, 5 of them only come 3 days a week. That means we're not full. Or number 4, monitor your cash flow, not just your revenue. And don't confuse the two. Don't confuse what you're owed with what actually is in your account. And of course, watch your inflow and outflow very carefully. The last tip I want to give you, number 5, always keep a pipeline of prospective families. Budgeting is pointless if you're not full. So stay on your marketing mode so that you can fill that spot when one opens, get it filled fast. So those are 5 tips that I really think you need to think about as we talk a little bit more with Kathy. So Kathy, you've worked with so many centers. What's the biggest mistake you see administrators make when it comes to billing and tuition?
Erica, I think the biggest mistake I see, and you used it in your tips you just gave, is being consistent with billing. Is it always weekly, bi-weekly, monthly? Does the invoice come out the same amount of days every week? So if you're they have to pay on Friday, is the invoice come every Wednesday? So families can expect that it's coming. And not utilizing automation enough, especially in the billing cycle. There are many tools out there to help with billing automation. Jackrabbit Care, for example, invoices are automatically generated and sent out. You set it up right at the beginning. And then when it is payday for you, you go in, you click, and if they are on automatic payment, you're paid. And money is in your account the next day. So.
Yeah, I can remember prior to going to automation, and I'm 55, guys. So, I wasn't the first one to be like, oh, I think I need an app, right? I wasn't the first one on the bandwagon. But once I did it, I couldn't believe how much easier my life became. I was using QuickBooks like most of the older folks are, or you're using, Excel sheets or whatever. I was using QuickBooks, and I can remember at the end of the year, I would have to go on my weekend and print out like 200 to 300 tax forms for families, what they paid for the year. Now I don't do any of that. The automation, I'm like, this is the tax ID number. here's the print button, and they can
Mhm.
print it at home. They're at H&R Block or whoever does their taxes, and they forgot the paper because that used to happen too. They would call me, be like, "Oh my God, I'm at the place now," and they would be frantic. I'd be like, it's Saturday, right? But right, but because it was an emergency to them. But now everything, is right at their fingertips. I felt like that was a big aha for me. I think the other thing with having that automation, everything is at their fingertips.
Mhm.
They need to change that credit card. My team is secured. I don't have to worry about, you know, credit card numbers floating around the office. I knew that their information is secure because I didn't have it. It just went in automatically. So I felt like that gave me some peace of mind. And I think the customers too really appreciated that. And vacations, that was another thing. I had a girl who used to have to go in and pause when someone on vacation. The summer was a nightmare, would have to go in and pause the automatic billing for a family that was going on vacation. So she would have to do that on a Friday before the upcoming week so they didn't get charged. Now parents can just pause their own.
Mhm.
We
Yes.
invoice them and then we go in and go, okay, vacation week. And then people are not calling you and saying, how many vacation weeks do I have left? It's right on their account. So really they could see everything live time, just like you could. So there was not really extra administrative work. And the other thing too is when you have multiple locations, you can have team meetings with your administrators and say, "Hey, let's go over these numbers." And everything is there, and you have those permissions to allow people to see what you want them to see and not what you don't. And so I think automation just is you have to have it at this point. If you're not, you're that just that selling feature alone to families, because they're gonna ask you now, like, "How is
Yes.
billing? Can I pay you electronically?" Right? Is that what you hear?
Yes, absolutely. And with automation, like you were expressing, parents can go and take care of things themselves through their parent apps or log in online, whatever it may be, and see in real time, oh, that I paid yesterday, it posted already, print themselves a receipt, or change information, which helps on the administrative end for us in a variety of ways, whether it's an address change or a contact info, and all of it just seamlessly integrating back into our systems. So,
Yeah. You know, I think another thing, like, obviously the automation is great. Another thing is I wanna talk about is, like, how do you think childcare leaders can use technology to save time and reduce that stress around revenue management?
so I can speak to Jackrabbit Care and the tools that are available to any of our admins in the system, because as your people are making those payments and you're adding in invoices, you can report on that instantly. You can pull up graphs and charts that are telling you who still owes, what's the upcoming invoices that are going to be posted, what's already been paid, like you were saying in one of your tips. Yes, you know how much tuition should come in, but how much actually has come in.
Mhm.
So those reporting tools and graphs. Jackrabbit also has great pre-built reports, or you can build your own. So you can go in and ask for specific information, filter out what you want to see, what you need, and a great analytics section where if you are wondering, if I increase my tuition by this percent for the upcoming year, what's that going to look like?
Yeah.
I used to do it by pen and paper back in the day and just, the huge math sheet. Where
Yeah.
the calculator is in our analytics section, you put it in, I want to raise tuition 5%. It will give you what that's going to look like. Or I need to hit this financial goal, whether maybe your rent's going up. How many children do I need to add to make that happen?
Yeah.
So great tools, great tools.
Yeah. I think forecasting feels like intimidating for a lot of directors.
Mhm.
So maybe what are some simple steps that they can take to get more confident about predicting the income and expenses?
Get familiar with whatever system you're using, automation. If you're not automating, really, because it can be scary if you're switching systems, whatever you're doing, take it slow and learn about it. Click, spend some time, click around in learning where the reports are and oh, that shows me this and that shows me that. And knowing your numbers always, and that will help that you are on top of things when it comes to that, and you are knowing once like you're in a school year or a season, you'll know this is our average that comes in, but it's so much easier if you have the reporting tools to use within the system and can see it live, not just it's a prediction.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what features of Jackrabbit Care do you think most owners or directors maybe don't take full advantage of, but really should?
I really think it is the financial piece. Because there's so many other features in the software, right? You can do online registration and attendance, which is important to all track, just like you were talking about. And a wait list, you can manage, you're managing your family accounts, your staff accounts. So there's so many other features that the financial analytics part, I think, is such an undiscovered tool. And once you get into it, it is so cool because I know for me, I used to have a massive, hairy spreadsheet about what's our break even? Like, how many students do I need to get for this? And our analytics tool in the finance section is amazing, where it does it in, a couple of clicks, ask you questions. It's asking you the questions, you're putting in the information, it's giving you the answer in charts and graphs and numbers, and
Yeah.
you can make better decisions on
Yeah.
what the financial future would look like, which in turn would be your enrollment. It trickles
Uh-huh.
down, staff, all of it.
So, directors that are listening to this right now, I want to help you find $50,000. Would you like to find $50,000? I promise you already have it. It's sitting in your wait list. It's sitting in those folks that you haven't contacted back. It's sitting in those ones that are, having a baby but haven't quite had the baby yet. They've inquired and then you just sent them pricing and then didn't talk to them ever again. They're sitting in your inbox. They're sitting in your funnel. They're there. And if you don't take advantage of it, I promise you, someone else who listens to this podcast today is going to implement that. And they're going to go back tomorrow and they're going to say, where are all the inquiries that came in the last 3 months? Where are they at in your system? Right? Are they on the wait list? Did they come in for a tour and you didn't close them? And if that happens, honestly, that doesn't mean that's a dead lead. It might mean something changed. It might mean they weren't quite ready. And it could mean they picked another center. Does that mean you shouldn't stop marketing? No. Continue to market to them because we all know that the first 90 days it takes for somebody to really plug into a center. So if that center messes up in that first 90 days and you're still sending them blogs about how to put sunblock on their baby, they're calling you, right? Set yourself apart. I'm telling you that $50,000 or more is already sitting in the inbox. You have to just take advantage of it. And
Absolutely.
today's episode, it's show me the money, find me the money. I'm telling you, the money is already there, right? Stop making excuses. Look at your systems. The automation, the follow through, even do some, hate to say, but call your center. Have somebody call your center. How are you guys doing with answering those phones and what are people saying with those phones? And if you're not sure, there's 3 or 4 other episodes that Kathy and I did about filling those seats. There's one, I think it's last week, last Wednesday, Thursday, one of those days, Thursday. You'll find it quite easily, and it's how to fill seats without losing your mind. And that episode's really good. So if you're still stuck there and you're still trying to figure out how do I get my centers full, take a look over there. For leaders who are brand new to the admin side of childcare, what is the first financial habit that they should put in place to set themselves up for success?
I firmly believe it is knowing their numbers, and knowing your numbers as new directors, new owners, knowing your enrollment numbers, your FTEs, your what tuition looks like. Okay, so what's that convert to what tuition looks like, weekly, monthly, however you do it.
Yeah.
And knowing what your expenses are also. Are you breaking even or are you not breaking even? I firmly believe that if you can take a chunk of time and block it off on your calendar, and just so you know, that's all you're looking at is your numbers, and you're doing reports or pulling out the information, whatever system works for you. I was like, oh yeah, I'll do it once a week. And I never did. So a while back, I started what I call it's Financial Friday.
I love it.
It's just every Friday that has to get done. That is the only thing that has to get done on my to-do list that day, except then, being an owner or a director and putting out other fires.
But that is the intention, right? The intention there. Because if not, we all know, listen, you show up, you already know, guys, but we're going to recap it for you. You show up happy with the coffee ready to go. There's 4 pieces of paper on your desk. Johnny's mom called. She's mad. Susie's out sick. Amy gave her notice. And the inspector's coming in 5 minutes. That is our life, right? So if you don't block that time away for Financial Friday, you're going to have bankrupt Monday. Bankrupt Monday, right? We want you.
What I call Monday is Marketing Monday.
Marketing
I focus on marketing on Monday and finances on Friday.
Yeah. So. Yeah, finance on Friday. And if you really don't love Mondays, I love Mondays, but I heard that some people didn't. Maybe you call Monday Money Monday because you all like money. So if you need motivation to get into work, Money Monday, baby, because Friday is like, your brain's already thinking about the weekend. But no, I love it. It doesn't matter what day works for you, but you do got to do it. As we start to wrap up, is there any questions or any points that you think that we didn't? I'm sure there's plenty, but is there any points that you think that we really want to add here on this episode today?
I think not being afraid to, if you're new to technology, as far as newer systems, if you've been in a system you've been using for years and it's not working for you, not being afraid to do shop around, look around. Maybe there's something better out there. I've done that several times through my career. And my time is all of our time is very valuable. And, some of us will work 12-hour days, but if we get the right systems in place and finance, that can help us balance that all out. So don't shy away from technology and automation. I know it was a little, Erica and I are similar ages, and I was afraid to move over into something, but there's so many great systems out there that can help simplify your whole entire center in your management.
Yeah, I think it even starts with do an audit. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to give you this little bit of a challenge. Right? Do an audit. Say, what systems do we have in place? Let's rate them on a scale of, I don't know, 1 to 5 or A through C. We love to do that report card, right? A, B, or C. Rate the things that are working. Notice what isn't working. When's the last time you even, if you had an app, right? I have an app. If you have an app and you've had it for 10 years, you might want to just do a few demos. And it doesn't have to be Jack, right? It could be whoever.
Right.
I encourage you to do a couple, right? Yes. Do a couple and find the one that's right for you, because I really, truly want you to be successful, right? You know that. I love you. That's why I'm here every single day. I want you to survive. I want you to more than survive. I want you to thrive and feel great about what you're doing and make money and not apologize for making money, because it's a business. But, take a look, because we do get stuck with all of our vendors. I would look at all your vendors, your cleaning company, your paper goods. Take a look, do an audit, because the money is there, and so I think it's important. I want you guys to think about it. I know this particular episode is a little bit longer than most of ours, but I really want you to do well. So here's the truth, guys. Programs that are thriving long-term are the ones that the leaders take money side seriously, not in crisis mode, but every single day. And when you stay consistent, you forecast ahead, you keep that enrollment pipeline warm, you'll have that freedom to focus on the things that matters, the kids, right? Your families, the team. And when I say families, I mean yours too. I mean, stop working weekends. Stop working every night. We say 12-hour days as though it's a badge of honor. That's another episode. But I love you and I want what's best for you. And I know you know that. So if you're ready to take your billing, your forecasting, you want it to go a lot smoother, check out our friends at Jackrabbit Care. Again, like I said, it could be them, it might be someone else. Just take a look. The platform was built for childcare leaders like you. It automates your billing. It simplifies tuition tracking. I know I'm very happy that I'm not printing tax returns on my Saturday in January. And it gives you that financial insight that you need to stay in control. So head on over, use the link, tell them your girl sent you, and that's it. I want you to have a great day as we head into the weekend.
Yay.
We love the weekend, but I love Monday more. So that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in, and as always, have a great day.
That's a wrap for this episode of the Childcare Director's Chair, where we believe leaders aren't born, they're grown. If something sparked for you today, share it, shout it out, or pass it along to the next bold changemaker in childcare. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and stay connected with Erica Sacosio for more real talk leadership tools and a whole lot of inspiration. Until next time, lead with heart, grow with fire, and always remember, the chair is yours. Now own it.